So this is part one of what is gradient descent algorithm in machine learning. In this part we will cover the theory, and in the second part we will cover one Python example. So the gradient descent algorithm is an optimization technique that is used in machine learning and deep learning to minimize the loss or cost function and find the best parameters that are also known as weights for a model. How it works: you initialize parameters, example weights, randomly. You compute the loss using the current parameters, and you calculate the gradient, partial derivatives of loss with respect to each parameter, and then you update parameters by moving in the opposite direction of gradient because we want to minimize the loss. So here you can see we have an initial value. This is the minimum value. Here theta is a parameter, then alpha is the learning rate, and this particular expression here is gradient of cost function, and the formula is given like this. Now here theta a parameter, this is learning rate, and gradient of cost function. You repeat the process until convergence, that is when change in loss is very small. What are different types of gradient descent? There is batch gradient descent, there is stochastic gradient descent also known as SGD, and a mini batch gradient descent. Batch gradient descent is used, or it uses the whole dataset to compute the gradient. SGD uses one data point at a time. It is faster but more noisy. And mini batch gradient descent, it uses a small batch of data, balances speed and accuracy. What is or why is this important? It is used in linear regression, logistic regression, neural networks, and many other models. It helps models learn from data by iteratively improving accuracy. A visual intuition will be: imagine you are standing on a hill, which is the loss surface, and your goal is to reach the bottom, which is minimum loss. You look at the slope and take steps downhill, opposite to the gradient. The size of your step is the learning rate. So this is a simple visual intuition of, and what is gradient descent algorithm, and this is how you can simply understand this. In the second part we will cover a basic example which will help you in understanding this algorithm in a better way.